6:45. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by Danushka Madhavala and read by Soundithavam. A vote and account will be presented to Parliament for 1.3 trillion rupees today to cover government expenses from September 1st to the end of this year. The Premier says that the training methods of the VTA will be amended accordingly to the timely needs of the country. A new system would be implemented to identify and manage disasters before they strike to prevent massive damages to properties and human lives. The report the committee appointed to look into the sudden recent island-wide power failure finds that the cause of the sudden breakdown in the national power grid was the fault of an electricity superintendent. In news overseas, Iran to grant IAEA inspectors access to suspected ex-nuclear sites. The government will present a vote and account for 1.3 trillion rupees in Parliament today to cover government expenses from September 1st to the end of this year. Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa will present the resolution as the Finance Minister. It will be debated in the House today and tomorrow. If a division is called, a vote will be held to pass the vote and account on Friday evening. The sessions will be held from 9:30 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. on both days without a lunch break. This is the fourth vote and account for this year. The government will present a full budget in November for the next year. As per the vote of account, the government hopes to raise 1.3 trillion rupees by way of loans obtained locally and from overseas. The highest allocation has been made to the Public Administration, Home Affairs, Provincial Councils and Local Government Ministry, and the corresponding figure is 194.38 billion rupees. The Defence Ministry comes in second with an allocation of 174 billion rupees. The Finance Ministry has the third highest allocation of 136 billion rupees. The Highways Ministry has been allocated 88 billion rupees and the Health Ministry has been allocated 76 billion rupees. The Education Ministry will get 70 billion rupees. The Water Supply Ministry has been allocated 35 billion rupees and the Transport Ministry 33 billion rupees. The Agriculture Ministry 28 billion rupees and the Irrigation Ministry 16 billion rupees. At the same time, the Prime Minister will also present another resolution under the Local Treasury Bills Ordinance to borrow a sum not exceeding 750 billion rupees by way of Treasury bills. This sum is in addition to the above-mentioned sum. Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa says that the training methods of the Sri Lanka Vocational Training Authority will be amended according to the timely needs of the country. Issuing a message on the 25th anniversary of the Sri Lanka Vocational Training Authority, the Premier said he is ready to implement the strategies and operations accordingly. In the statement, the Premier added that the skills of various fields are needed to get a job in the future. Making a strong workforce is essential for the development of the country and its economic development. The President thanked everyone who served for the betterment of the Sri Lanka Vocational Training Authority so far. Defence Secretary retired Major Kamal Gunaratne said a new system would be implemented to identify and manage disasters before they strike to prevent massive damages to properties and human lives. Assuming duties as the Secretary of the Internal Security, Home Affairs and Disaster Management Ministry at a function held at the State Ministry yesterday, he said, a system in which the defence, military, disaster management and administration were integrated together could create a peaceful environment for the people to live. Major General Gunaratne said, under President Gotabaya Rajapaksa's vision, vistas of prosperity and splendour, they had a significant role to play, covering a wide spectrum of tasks, and would work in collaboration with the other state sector institutions in achieving the desired objectives. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The report of the committee appointed to look into the recent island-wide power failure finds that the cause of the sudden breakdown in the national power grid was the fault of an electricity superintendent. On August 17th, the whole country experienced an interruption of the power supply for over 8 hours, owing to a transmission failure at the Kerawalapitiya grid substation. Subsequently, the Minister of Power, Dallas Alaperuma, appointed a committee to probe the incident, and its preliminary report was handed over to the Minister on August 24th. The relevant report was submitted to the Cabinet of Ministers yesterday. That's local news.
A mother knows the pain of each member of the family. Siddhalepa, the trusted relief for aches and pains.
An effective therapy for relief from cold, sneezing, flu, headaches, swelling due to toothaches, rheumatic, discomforts, and muscular aches and pains. Siddhalepa, the Vedha Mahatmya in every home.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedha Mahatmya.
11 new cases of coronavirus infection have increased the total number of COVID-19 cases in the country to 2,982. The latest cases have been identified among the inmates of the Kandakadu Rehabilitation Centre. According to the Epidemiology Unit of the Ministry of Health, 151 active cases are currently under medical care at various hospitals. Meanwhile, the number of recoveries in the country moved up to 2,819 as 3 patients were discharged yesterday after completely recovering from the disease. That was the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedha Mahatmya. Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from Siddhalepa.
Moving on to Watchlight, the residents in Mulatiana say that there's a danger that some roots of a huge tree have come out, which is situated at the Central College of Makadura on the Matara Road. It may cause severe damage if the tree falls, and most of the students of this school wait under this tree till the buses arrive. This is for the attention of the chairman of the Mulatiana Pradeshya Sabha and the Road Development Authority of the Southern Province, and came to you in Watchlight.
World News, brought to you by courtesy of
People's Leasing, the trusted leader. From the first step you take till the time we meet, the trusted leader prioritizes you always. All you need under one roof. People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
In world news headlines, Iran to grant IAEA inspectors access to suspected ex-nuclear sites. Afghanistan flash floods kill dozens and destroy 500 homes. Hurricane Laura will cause unsurvivable storm surge. Iran has agreed to give the International Atomic Energy Agency inspectors access to 2 suspected former nuclear sites. A joint statement said Iran was doing so in good faith to resolve outstanding issues related to nuclear safeguards. The agreement came during a visit to Tehran by the IAEA's Director General. The global watchdog has criticized Iran for not answering its questions about possible undeclared nuclear material and nuclear-related activities at the 2 locations and denying it access. It is thought the activities took place long before 2015 when Iran struck a landmark deal with world powers that placed limits on its nuclear program. Officials say that at least 100 people have died in flash flooding in northern Afghanistan's Parwan province. The flooding caused by torrential rains struck the city of Charikar early on Wednesday morning while people were asleep. In addition to the fatalities, Afghanistan's Disaster Management Ministry said dozens were injured and nearly 500 houses destroyed. The updated toll was given as rescue workers continue to search through the rubble of destroyed buildings for any survivors. Officials say the death toll may continue to rise. The National Hurricane Center says that Hurricane Laura is expected to cause an unsurvivable storm surge, extreme winds and flash floods as it hits the U.S. Laura was upgraded to a Category 4 storm as it approached the coasts of Texas and Louisiana on Wednesday. The NHC warned local residents to rush to complete preparations. 500,000 have been told to leave. Laura and another storm Marco earlier hit the Caribbean, killing 24. Marco had already struck Louisiana, bringing strong winds and heavy rain on Monday. Back to the headlines of the world news. Iran to grant IAEA inspectors access to suspected ex-nuclear sites. Afghanistan flash floods kills dozens and destroy 500 homes. Hurricane Laura will cause unsurvivable storm surge. And that concludes world news.
World News. Brought to you by courtesy of
People's Leasing, the trusted leader. From the first step you take till the time we meet, the trusted leader prioritizes you always. All you need under one roof. People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
Taking a look at development news, the Information and Communication Technology Agency and the United Nations Development Programme in Sri Lanka signed a 4-year memorandum of understanding yesterday to support Sri Lanka's aspirations for digital transformation, a media release issued by the UNDP said. The ICTA and the UNDP will collaborate towards the design and the implementation of a comprehensive national digital strategy under the Vistas of Prosperity National Policy Framework, with a specific focus on digital transformation of the public sector, including re-engineering processes to ensure an effective uptake of digital mechanisms. The collaboration will also implement initiatives to bridge the digital divide, ensuring an inclusive digital transformation that leaves no one behind. That's development news, and on to sports. The NBA postponed Wednesday's 3 playoff games after the Milwaukee Bucks boycotted their fixture in protest at the shooting of Jacob Blake. Blake, a black man, was shot several times in the back by the police on Sunday. The incident took place in Kenosha, Wisconsin, 40 miles from Milwaukee. In baseball, the MLB Seattle Mariners announced they had decided not to play the second game in the series against the San Diego Padres. The decision was based on a unanimous vote from the players, Mariners player G. Gordon tweeted. That's sports news. We take a look at business news next.
The wait is over, and it's time for you to experience happiness. It's time to remap the graph for success. It's time to rebuild your empire. It's time to initiate your entrepreneur dreams. Empower your dreams with NSB Wings. Get your 2-year personal loan for just 7% per annum, starting from 500,000 rupees to 10 million rupees. All you need is just one guarantee. NSB Wings. Recharge the high goals.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
LOLC, releasing its first quarter results for 2020-2021, recorded the highest ever profit after tax of 37.2 billion rupees, compared with 5.6 billion rupees recorded in June 2019. The sale of its Cambodian investment in Prasak to South Korea's largest commercial bank, Kookmin Bank, was concluded in April for a value of $603 million. The group received the first tranche of $422 million, with the balance of $181 million being due in 2022. That's business news, economic news up next.
The wait is over, and it's time for you to experience happiness. It's time to remap the graph for success. It's time to rebuild your empire. It's time to initiate your entrepreneur dreams. Empower your dreams with NSB Wings. Get your 2-year personal loan for just 7% per annum, starting from 500,000 rupees to 10 million rupees. All you need is just one guarantee. NSB Wings. Recharge the high goals.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money. Economic News, courtesy of...
Hello, Puta. Did you land already?
We're in transit and our flight got delayed.
How is Shani? Poor thing with her pregnancy.
Calm down, everything is sorted. Why, I have my LOLC World Card with me. We are at the VIP lounge.
LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
Sri Lanka will ink an MOU with India to the tune of 300 million rupees to develop the Palali Airport in Jaffna, Minister of Tourism Prasanna Ranatunga said. The minister said that he hopes to obtain cabinet approval for this, and the MOU is likely to be signed in 2 weeks. The funding will largely focus on the expansion of the passenger terminal at the Palali Airport, as well as the baggage inspection area. Air India and FitzAir operated scheduled flights to Palali, but these operations were halted after the COVID pandemic. And that's economic news.
Congratulations on your promotion. Heard you gave a treat for everyone in your department yesterday.
Yeah.
It will be our treat, huh?
Well, how about today?
Oh no, I was just joking. We'll have a party with your new salary.
It's fine. I have my LOLC credit card with me. Let's go out today.
Those who spread goodness radiate happiness to everyone around them. Introducing LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
Weather report was sponsored by
CIB Janajaya Vasana 15th stage draw commenced 24th August to 13th September. Discounts up to 40%. Come today to CIB.
Showers or thundershowers will occur at several places in the Sabragama, Central, Uva and Eastern provinces and in the Polonnaruwa and Mullaitivu districts after 2 p.m. Light showers are likely in the Western province and in the Gaul and Marchara districts. The wind speed can increase up to 40 kilometers per hour at times over the northern, north central and northwestern provinces and in the Hambantota district. There may be temporary localized strong winds during the thunder showers. The general public is kindly requested to take adequate precautions to minimize damages caused by lightning activity.
Weather report was sponsored by
CIB Janajaya Vasana 15th stage draw commenced 24th August to 13th September. Discounts up to 40%. Come today to CIB.
To conclude this news broadcast, a recap of the headlines. A voting account will be presented to Parliament for 1.3 trillion rupees today to cover government expenses from September 1st to the end of this year. The Premier says that the training methods of the VTA will be amended according to the timely needs of the country. A new system would be implemented to identify and manage disasters before they strike to prevent massive damages to properties and human lives. The report of the committee appointed to look into the recent island-wide power failure finds that the cause of the sudden breakdown in the national power grid was the fault of an electricity superintendent. And Iran to grant IAEA inspectors access to suspected ex-nuclear sites.